Doesn't even feel like it wants to. Oh.
Dang it!
Hey Pittsburgh, you got a lifetime warranty? Howdy doody. Welcome back to the ranch. My name is Michael. This is my 1988 Case Uniloader skid steer 1835C, which stands for Cummins. No, it doesn't. But it is a diesel. I think it's an 88, but I'm not positive. We'll go through that later. If you haven't seen the previous video on this of me bringing it home a couple months ago, go ahead and click the info card box up here and catch up. So this thing is my first skid steer that I've owned. I've been looking for one for a long time, but finally landed on this one because it's got some problems. It's the engine's locked up. We'll get into a little bit of a backstory, but the engine's locked up, and it was cheap. I can't remember how much I got it for, but if you watch the previous video, I do tell you. I think it was around, I don't know, 1,500 bucks or something like that. It's got the Perkins TMD 20 diesel engine in it. Not the best history-wise, but some people love it, some people hate it. But the key is it's a good intro skid steer, especially for somebody like me who's balling on a budget. So my goal with this thing is to open it up, diagnose, and hopefully get it unlocked and running again. So those of you that have been following along, thank you. Those of you that are new here, subscribe to the channel, like the video, it really helps me out. I'm just starting out with this whole thing, sitting at about 400 subscribers, somewhere around there. I really appreciate those of you that are tagging along and supporting me, so thank you. Like I said, goal with this thing is to get it running. I've been sitting on this thing for a couple months, and I've been counting down the days until I could start working on it. We've had a lot of other projects going on that have been hanging me up, but today we start. Basically, backstory on this thing is the previous owner, it was like an automotive shop, classic cars and such. Pretty local, Ohio, you know, probably I think it was like an hour and a half away. And they had it running. Supposedly they were adjusting the controls, getting it all sorted out, and had a cooling issue, locked up the motor. That's telling me that gamble here with this one. I don't know if it's just head gasket or if it's cracked cylinder head. We're gonna get into it and find out and cross all of our fingers and toes, hope to die. Like I said before, I believe it's a 1988. I don't know a whole lot about them. Here's the VIN tag. Most of it's rubbed off by the seat rubbing on it. But from what I can find, I believe it's an 88. If there's somebody out there that knows a little bit more than me and can confirm that, please do. That would help out. So without further ado, we're gonna take a walk around, show you what I'm looking at, and we're gonna start by getting the cab off with these Case skid steers. The whole cab can slide forward, but in order to do that, you need a running skid steer. You have to lift the bucket all the way up in the air, and obviously I cannot do that. So I'm gonna try and at least get the like brown enclosure off. If I can't, it's gonna be doable. It's just gonna be a little more hard. So let's get a walk around here. So here she is, 1835C. Back in the engine compartment here. Here's a diesel engine. Hello?
Hello?
TMD 20 they're called. It's a little 3-cylinder diesel. It should be pretty easy to work on, but this is going to be an issue right here. So we'll start with popping this radiator off, which seems to be professionally installed. Oh yeah, that's good. I'm assuming, yeah, that this is completely dry. Well, you can't see it, but it is dry. I'll take a picture of that if I remember. Diesel fuel, obviously. Smells okay. Hydraulic oil. Looks to be pretty full. Kind of in shambles over here. They seem to have started the process of digging into it, but never finished, so everything's kind of just hanging here. Looks like there's water in there, which I'm sure is from rain. That's probably going to be an issue. I don't know how long this thing's been sitting. Oh, dipstick. In there the wrong way. So anyway, I'll get to work popping this cab off first, and I'll check back in here in a minute, see how much I struggle getting this cab off. Ooh, we've got goodies. Let's see. Okay. Oh. Alright, that spilled everywhere. I was worrying about this. So I was back looking at the cylinder head, and I was getting a little nervous because I didn't see any bolts. And it looks like nicely, professionally taped up. We got some vacuum line, and it got a little wet, but spilled out there. It looks like I got hardware. And these are probably my head bolts, if I were to assume. So that's good, because I was getting nervous about that. Okay. Task at hand. I'm going to get back to the cab. Alright, looks like we got our first bit of nestage up here. So I think I'm getting pretty close. I got these two corners removed. Got that back plate removed there. Obviously I got to get these arms, which those are soaking in schmutz right now. But up here in the corner, definitely got some nestage. I hope nothing comes out and bites me. Hello, anybody home?
Woohoo! Hi, family!
Somebody was really packing her up here. Oh, hello. I got some wire with that one. Beautiful. Love to see it. Lady found a dear friend. She doesn't really think of them as friends, though. Find a friend? Poor Bambi. Lady. Relax. She has a tough time making friends. Can't imagine why. Anyway, should have those top two bolts and little control arms, and hopefully that thing comes off. We'll see. Alright, so here's the plan. I got everything loose. I pushed up on it and it's loose. So my plan is, because I don't have anything to get this cab off other than a ratchet strap. In situations like these, it'd be nice to have a skid steer. So I'm going to try a ratchet strap, crank it from the front and see if I can cantilever it up, and then find a way to block it in some way so I don't guillotine my head off while I'm working on it. But I don't even know if this is going to work yet, so we're going to try it, and if it doesn't work, then we'll roll into a plan B. Let's see, I got it taut right now. Let's see if this is gonna go. Oh, I'm kind of bending the top a little bit, but oh no, she's gonna go. She'll go. Question is, how far can I go until I get crushed? That's a great question to ask ahead of time. Still plenty. No surprise, but better safe than sorry. Ugh. I'm wondering if that's all I'm gonna get. Yep, that's it. Because I'm running into my hydraulic lines now. I think I'm okay with that. That's workable. But I gotta find a way to chalk this up so I don't get crushed. Any hooser. I'm gonna get some blocks under this thing. Make sure it's not gonna say safe, not OSHA approved, but safer than just a ratchet strap. Obviously, I'll just leave that ratchet strap there. What I'll probably do is take it for a test run and snap the ratchet strap off and drop it and see if the blocks work. That way I know for sure I have a 95% chance of dying. Living. Live and let die. Live and let die. Live and let die. Oh yeah. That should work out, I think. Let's drop it and see what happens. Oh yeah. I'll give up the extra 3 inches that it dropped and give it some tautness, if you will, right there, so it's still kind of on the block. And leave it there and work from there. I think that'll work out quite nice. All right, first things first, I think I'm gonna get this radiator out of the way, which I already broke one zip tie, so I just need this other one. Like I said, professionally installed. And with that one zip tie, this radiator should come right out. Let's see how heavy this thing is. Not heavy at all. There you have it. One Continental 3-cylinder diesel. Oh boy. Oh. Okay. Maybe I should recycle this a little bit better. I'm not sure if that's even coolant or if that's just, hey, my screwdriver. I forgot about that. Huh. Anyway, yeah, let's get to work here. I like the openness now, so it should work out good. Let's get to work. Okay, so it looks like I want to get this bracket out of my way, and it looks like this is hydraulic filter and hard lines. So without the bracket here, this should stay in place. If it doesn't, or I feel like it's going to mess something up, I will put the bracket back on, but it'd be nice to have this out of my way. I'm going to give this a good little blow down, though, because she is dirty. Cover your mouths. Alright, that'll do. That'll do, pig. That'll do.
That'll do, pig. That'll do.
Woohoo! Woohoo! Pro tip, pallies, keep your bolts as much as you can, keep them in place so you remember where they go. Okay, next step, valve cover, which these were already loose, so again, obvious somebody else has been in here before. Okay, door number 1. gasket? I do. Looks to be in good shape. That's good. Rocker assembly has also... Oh, shoot. First drop washer. Anyway, rocker assembly has also been off because these are all loose. Another pro tip, when you do get in this deep with a project, make sure all of your bolts and push rods and all that stuff are all going back in the same spot. Anyway, organize this how you want to, but you should be organizing it. You should be taking everything in order. So push rods, taking them out from the front to the rear and setting them aside. You can either, for me, this is a short-term project that shouldn't take too much time.
You sure about that? You sure about that?
So I'm just setting up a table in my garage and just dropping everything in its proper order, marking the front of the table front and the rear of the table rear for front and rear, and just organizing as such. So next step's got to get these cylinder head bolts out one by one, set those into place. Got to get my fuel lines out. There's glow plugs down there, water inlet, and exhaust manifold. Got to get all that off so I can pop this thing off of here and see what is behind door number 2. Unfortunately, I think I gotta start cleaning up because I work during the day, so I can only get as much time as I can before the sun goes down, and the sun is going down.
It's going down.
So, yeah, I'm gonna clean up. Unfortunately, I really wanted to see what was underneath that cylinder head, but I don't think I'm gonna have enough time in order to give you guys proper lighting so you can see, you know. So I'll clean up, get this thing covered up, because I think we're supposed to get some rain here tomorrow. So I'll leave you here, and I will see you on the next day. All right, what do you say? Back at it again with the white vans.
Daniel, back at it again with the white vans.
Anyway, as of right now, we are getting ready to peek behind door number 2. I got all these head bolts loosened up. These outer 2 were a bear. I'm not sure what exactly was going on, but I see a little bit of rust. I'm wondering if that's the moisture in there kind of locking everything up. But I'm going to peel this valve cover back off, pop the head, and see what we see.
Are you lifting with your back? Of course I'm lifting with my back. Oh, you gotta snap your back up.
Oh. Yep, that's all of it. Luckily, this engine isn't too big. Oh. Still is heavy though. All right. Oh boy. All right, that's where our moisture is. And some sludge. Not exactly what you want to see. All right, so staring down the yap here, we're gonna grab our gasket, which hopefully we see something that's glaring at us here, but save that for after. The important part, yuck. Yuck-y. That is disgusting. What is that? Oh, this is probably a piece of the gasket laying down there. I'm sure that one's okay over there. These two are probably the two that are locked up, especially that one. So I'll clean that out here in a minute and start soaking these down.
Excellent question, my Bella. As you can see, we are soaking all the cocks in this room right now.
But task at hand for now, I'm going to get my eyeballs on this gasket and the cylinder head itself, see if I see any obvious signs of cracks or damage. All right, at first glance, I can't say that anything in particular is really staring at me right in the face. So I'm gonna clean this up, clean that up, and get a better look at it. So now you can really see who my problem children are. Here's what we're looking like. Very pitted and corroded around these two cylinders. This one looks quite nice. I mean, a little bit of wear and tear, but nothing abnormal. These two are definitely this one. Rough shape. So I think I might go ahead and resurface this cylinder head with a little wire wheel. Nothing, listen, nothing dramatic. Just a little zzz. But just to clean this up a little bit, I think that would, one, give me a better idea if there's anything seriously going on with this. Give me a better idea what that may be. But for the most part, I think we're okay here. This is where we're sitting at. First of all, when I say wire brush, I'm talking not about this thing. Thick, coarse wires. I'm talking nice and thin on a grinder. You know, got some good flimsiness to it, if you will. And lightly graze it over. You know, we're just going for gasket material and knocking off that heavy grime and grease and oxidation, all that crap that was sitting up here. So that's all I'm doing here, which I did. Let me show you where we're sitting. So here's where we're at. I'm happy with it. I think there's nothing really glaring at me with something that's going to cause an issue. We do have some pretty heavy oxidation in here, which is to be expected, but I don't think that's really going to be a massive cause for concern. The most important part, and what I was really trying to avoid when I bought this thing, was any cracking that would happen from overheating. And I don't see any sign of that, which is a huge win for me. So happy about that. This gasket, kind of clean this up. Again, I'm not really, nothing's really sticking out to me, which is kind of making me nervous. But I wasn't there for when the engine got locked up, so I don't know the whole story. I just know what the guy told me. I'm going to replace this either way. Parts for this head are tough to find. I mean, if I were to have to replace this whole cylinder head, I think I would struggle with finding it, let alone the cost. I mean, this thing is like, if you get one, if you can find it, it's like $1,000 just for that, and that's basically what I spent on the skid steer. So I'm happy that this one is fine. The gasket, I did order one. It says it's a month out.
This guy stinks!
Everything says discontinued on every website that I see. All of my fingers and toes crossed that is true. If not, we may be doing some janky things and putting that thing back on. I really hope not, though. So with that, we are going to flip this thing up. I want to see if my valves are moving. That would be, since it's off, might as well. See if these are all open. So let's get a little dead blow hammer on it and shake them around a bit. All right, nothing crazy here, just a dead blow hammer. I'm just gonna lightly tap on the back of these valves, and we're gonna see if these are moving. Yep, that one's moving. We're good on valves, which means I'm just gonna set this aside as it sits. I got it all cleaned up already, got all the grease off of it. And when the time comes where we're ready to throw it back on, I will do so. But as of right now, I got some stuff in the works right now that's soaking down, but plan is I got some engine degreaser sitting in there. Want to get all that gunk off the top of the pistons, and then we're gonna pour some vinegar down there and see what that does. So already looking better, but I'll let that soak, wipe it up real good, get some vinegar down there, and see if that's gonna free it up. If it doesn't, oh, we'll move into plan. What are we on right now? 80? Plan G. And I got some other things that we could pour down there, see if this thing will free up. So I'm gonna clean up for now. I'm gonna get those things soaking, and I will see you all back here next week after that thing marinates for a little bit. I got the time, waiting on parts, so might as well let that sit, but it'll work. Well, here we are, 1 week and 1 haircut later. Let's see what this thing looks like. Gasp. It looks terrible. It looks gross, but that's a good sign. That means that vinegar's really eating stuff away in there. Hopefully not too much. It's just vinegar though. So hopefully this means that it's doing its job, and we're gonna get a wrench on this thing. I already got my socket set up here, a 1 3/8 on the crank. Throw a breaker bar on it. Not a lot of work to room here. Work to room. Not a lot of room to work here. But let's see what we can do. Okay, let's give it our best shot. Cross all your fingers and your toes, please. Let's see what we got. Uh-oh. This is just hanging here. That doesn't even feel like it remotely wants to go. Thank you. Let's get a cheater bar. All right, come on now. Oh. Nope, I'm just loosening my bolt. Gotta go the other way. That's me bouncing on it. Doesn't even feel like it wants to. Oh. Wow. They say they have a lifetime warranty on these things, right, Craftsman? Let's see if you can hold up your end of the bargain.
Dang it!
Hey, Pittsburgh, you got a lifetime warranty? Well, that puts me SOL for the day. I'm gonna get that vinegar out of there and move on to that plan G that we're talking about. Let it sit for a bit longer and get back to it. Like I said, we got time, so might as well let it cook.
I have to restart my potatoes. Oh.
Let's let that one sit and see what happens. Okay, so the method to the madness there. I actually did all that stuff for real, off camera. Obviously, it's been soaking for like 3 weeks now because I had the time waiting on the parts. So all that's been sitting in there. A little bit of heat with the torch, just kind of get everything not, overheated and risk of cracking, but, warmed up. And then little piece of aluminum bar or whatever you have, something soft, brass or something like that, with a hammer. And the idea there is you're shocking the rings. You're not beating the death out of it, just quick hits, good solid hits, So I have faith here. I think this has been sitting for an awful long time, plus all that other stuff that I threw at it. We're gonna see if she goes, but like I said, I feel pretty good. So I'm gonna try without a cheater bar here and just see what happens. Moment of truth. Oh, it's going. I didn't even put any pressure on it and it started moving. Oh yeah. She's going. Oh, it is silky smooth, like it wasn't even stuck before. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I've never had this much time while doing this, but the cycles of lubrication and heat and all that, this thing is moving like it's been free the whole time. It is like butter. Man, I tell you, sometimes all they need is a little bit of love and affection. Well, after 2 months of waiting, hopefully, in this envelope, we have our head gasket. This has been a lot of back and forth, so I'm really hoping that that it fits. But we're gonna find out. And if it doesn't, then we're screwed. All right, come on. TMD 20 A511. Not sure what the A511 is, but hopefully by the TMD 20 on here, we should be safe. So without further ado, let's line this up and see what we got. Okay, so I think we are good to go. This is all lining up. The only difference I see, and I'm not sure it's an issue, if anyone knows what this is for, let me know in the comments, but there's these little holes on the outside of each cylinder. See those? 1, 2, 3. And on this gasket, they're offset to the right. On this one, they're out here, offset to the left. Not here. Now there's no holes or anything on the cylinder head that line up with these holes, so I don't know what that would be for, to be honest. So if you do, let me know. Tired of waiting, I'm gonna get to work. So I'm gonna get this gasket on and start piecing this thing together. Let's see if this thing will run. All right, we are getting close. Pretty much ready to start turning this thing over, except earlier off camera, I got a little bit excited to have it, broken free. So I put a battery in it, turned the key, nothing happened. So I do know that I got a starter issue at the moment. So way down there in the corner is our starter. If I can get this to focus. Okay. 5 minutes later. How am I gonna fish this out here? Oh, hey. Tool. Another one. Crescent wrench. Doesn't necessarily spin. Snap on. That's a quality tool right there. I've never owned anything Snap-on before, so there's a first for everything. Anyway, there she is. There's my problem. Okay, so I'm gonna guess with the condition of this starter and the fact that when I was trying it, it would clunk into the flywheel, which I just checked and verified that flywheel looks good. Rotated it over a couple times and all looked fine. So I think we're gonna be fine.
You sure about that?
It looks kind of gunked up in here. I think I'll clean this up, throw a battery on it, and she'll probably be just fine. I got high hopes. Also, Snap-on crescent wrench is now working. So that's pretty neat.
That's pretty neat.
So I'm gonna take a minute, clean this up, and let's test it. I'll get back to you in a second. Okay. Let's see what she does. I don't know. If we have to tear it open, we gotta tear it open. No spinny. Well, looks like we gotta open it up. Here's to hoping. I've obviously never worked on this specific starter before, so here's to hoping that I don't ruin it. Well, I'm just gonna get after it, because to be honest, I've never come across a starter like this. Usually, like, it looks like the solenoid lines up with the actual gear here, and I've never seen that before. Usually it's this whole assembly has the gear and then the solenoids like set off to the side. So nothing to it but to do it, I guess. Let's see how this goes. I think all that really needs to happen here, this is just so dirty, and these are supposed to be clean, not all greased up. I mean, there's supposed to be friction happening in here, so I got to get all this cleaned up, sprayed down, brake clean. I'm going to do it over there real quick. And then obviously I fell out of sequence a little bit with how this came apart, so I got to get these, I don't know what these are called, these little friction plates. I got to get these unsprung so I can get everything back together. You know what I'm saying? Okay, I'll be right back. All right. Oh, man. I need to quit touching my face. We're back. See how these have some like copper color to them? There you go. Copper color to them now. That's what we need on that. And then on this, nice and clean. Okay, so we got to put this back together, but like I said, this all kind of fell apart, which is not a big deal. I usually just grab a little bit of wire, a little bit of needle nose pliers, and what you're gonna do, these, whatever they are, They're on a spring, and they need to push back. There's always a little bit of room right here where you can get like a wire in there to kind of hold it into place. So let's see if I can do it here. Grab your wire. Kind of slip it in. Slide it over. Grab your pliers. It always helps to have one more hand, but I don't. There we go. Cool. Just like that. So I'm going to do that again on the other side, and then I'll be able to kind of slide a socket in there to hold it all open, and we can slip our piece back in.
Great success.
I hope you could see that. I'm gonna throw this together real quick before the sun completely goes down, and see if this thing will pop off. So I gotta take a deep breath and a little stretch or something, woo-saw, because apparently I just don't understand this starter. If I take the positive on the motor terminal and hook it to a battery, I spin, but I can't get it to eject and spin. I don't understand it, is what I'm saying. So what I'm gonna do, I know it spins, I know it comes out, so I'm gonna install it again. And I'm gonna mess with the wiring on the ignition switch to then see if it'll work. Now it's raining, which sucks. So I'm gonna wait for this to pass and then I'll get to work here. But I'm just frustrated, is what I'm saying. All right, rain, do your thing, pass over. I know you're not supposed to stay long, and let me get to work. Man, that cricket is going wild over there. Here's the plan. I got the starter hooked back in. Feeling pretty confident now that I witnessed it, spin. Got everything else mounted. That way, if it does get running, I have an exhaust here, alternators all hooked up. So the only thing that I don't have is the cooling system, and I don't have the radiator up, obviously, and the fan, because I do still need to bleed these lines here for fuel. That's all assuming that the starter's going to work, but I'm pretty confident. So we're going to twist the key, see what happens. Fingers crossed this thing turns over. I got faith, but I'm not 100% there. Please excuse the buzzer that goes off when you turn the key. It's quite annoying. All right, here goes nothing. One step closer. I just want to hear this thing run. More than a lot of things going on right now, I just want to hear this run. And I think, fingers crossed, today just might be that day. Maybe. All right, I'll crank up here. You be my eyes. Watch down there. As soon as we see fuel flowing out of those injector lines, we know we're good. What do we see? We got fuel. We're getting fuel. Keep going a little bit. Once it starts flowing a little more heavy, we'll tighten those down. Don't yell at me. I know I should have a line wrench for these, but why don't you yell at Case for making this a 17 millimeter? The heck is up with that? Just heard my sternum pop. That's when you know it's tight. My wife always makes fun of me for that. Only thing left to do is crank her over and see if she pops off. Okay, now we really need all the fingers and all the toes crossed all the way, because if she don't run, well, she don't run. Don't mind the overspray of wasp spray here. I just about stung the daylights out of myself. All right, fire in the hole. Now is not the time to be fighting wasps, but apparently that's what I'm doing. I'm getting them, but it's one by one, and there's quite a few. And their nest is right there where my key is, so that's great. You know, it's gonna really suck. I don't have a compression tester, but it's gonna really suck if I don't have enough compression. Ooh. Okay, obviously we are not running quite yet. Doing some troubleshooting, looking at the injection pump. As far as I know, the previous owner told me that the injection pump was rebuilt right before everything went wrong. So it should be okay. However, I don't know how long this was sitting. Judging by how locked up it was, I'm gonna say it was sitting a while. But checked a couple things that the forums online were saying to check, you know, the typical causes for concern, and everything looked pretty clean. So moving on in my little checklist, I need to set valve lash on this. Set the clearance between the rocker arms and the valves. If those aren't opening and closing correctly, that'll cause a no start issue. But when I put the cylinder head back on, I didn't have a set of feeler gauges with me. So I have a set with me now. I'm gonna check those. Hopefully they are way off, because if they are, that would be a good sign of, you know, why we're not running yet. So let's set the valves, turn this thing back over, see if she fires up. We're going by the book on this one. These are your valves here with the springs, and these are your rocker arms. Basically, as your camshaft is turning, these are rocking back and forth. And what you want to set, see, this one's open, so what you want to set is that gap between the valve and the rocker arm on your old mechanical diesel engines. When you start them up and you hear that clacking, that's your clacking that you're hearing when you start up your engine. As the engine gets up to operating temperature, that everything expands and that gap closes. It's specific to every engine. 3 cylinders are a little bit squirrely, so I am going by the book on it. Our exhaust valves are one clearance and our intake valves are another. I have those 2 feeler gauges sitting here. So we're going to rotate the engine over and set each valve individually. So that's what we need to adjust. Let's get into it. Well, unfortunately, I think at this point I have to throw in the towel. It is, this video is getting lengthy. I know I'm already over an hour on it. Throwing everything that I can at this thing, and that last clip that you saw, I gave it 25 seconds of glow plug, because I pulled out a glow plug and tested, when it gets red hot, and it was after about 15 seconds, so I figured, hey, just get it burning hot, full throttle, long crank. I even fed it a little bit of ether there with the filter off. That's the popping that you were hearing at the end. It typically happens with ether without the air filter in. But I think I am at my wit's end with this one, and it is such a bummer. I ended up going out and getting a compression tester that would fit this here model, and this is what I got. If you remember, back when I originally pulled that head off, my number 1 cylinder was pretty good. My 2 and 3 was just absolutely filled with garbage. And that reflects here. 110 on the 3rd cylinder, 120 psi on the 2nd, and 300 on the 1st. To get a diesel to run, typically you want to see anywhere from 300 to 400 psi. So I think she needs rebuilt. And unfortunately, this here model, it's like $1,500 for a set of rings and, a rebuild kit. So what do you guys think I should do? Is there, am I wrong? Should this be popping off with 150 psi in those 2 cylinders and 300 in the other? From my knowledge, I don't think it's, I don't think the chances are in your favor when they're that far off. But I could be wrong. I was getting a lot of white smoke from the valve cover. And maybe that's because my valves aren't seating all the way, and that's the reason why it's not running. I don't know. Hopefully somebody out there has some more expertise than I do and can give me a little hope with this thing, but it's looking like it's going to end up in the junkyard at this point. What should I do? Should I rebuild it? Should I tear it out and repower it with something that's a little more common? A Cummins 4BT or Yanmar or Deutz. I don't know. I don't know how easy it would be to convert something. So it's like, is it worth the time and money to repower and or rebuild this engine? So what a tough loss for me. What a tough loss. But I do have to cut this one off here. Unfortunately, chalking it up as an L. And I am disappointed. Just seriously, seriously defeated. So with that, I'm going to leave it here. I hope you enjoyed the video, even though we weren't able to get this thing running at this point. I don't know what the future holds. If you enjoyed the video, please give me a thumbs up and keep my spirits high. Hopefully you'll subscribe. I mean, that's the most I'm asking for at this point in time. I really want to get this channel growing, and I was hoping this was going to be a big success for me, but it's not. So please subscribe, like the video, share it, show me your support. I'd really, really appreciate it. Even though sometimes it ends in a loss, don't be afraid to grab that wrench and get after it. I will see you all in the next video. Don't worry, I've got a lot coming for you. We'll see you next time.